Welcome to 2 on the 10.
Oh, we back, baby. 2 on the 10. Paul.
I'm Mitch.
Greedy.
You know what time it is. You know what time it is, man. Another day, another dollar. Week passed. We just had the Olympics go by. What you think about it, man? What do you think about the Olympics? What would you say? Mixed reviews?
Other than basketball,
Out of 10?
rooting for USA in all categories, but gymnastics. We got to talk about the breakdancing too.
We can do it.
Dope.
Yeah.
This is dope. But no, like, give me your top 3 Olympic sports. Well, Summer Olympic sports.
Basketball.
Yeah, okay. That was exciting, though.
Yep. I'm going to say, basketball, relays. And then, I guess just basketball, relays.
Probably gymnastics.
Yeah. You know what? Actually, gym. Yeah. No. Truthfully, that's.
Yeah, you pervert.
I was trying to think.
I'm a pervert. I'll take my
I was
third.
thinking,
I'm definitely a pervert.
I didn't see boxing. I was like,
I watch no boxing and shit. Yeah.
yeah. So that would probably would be.
Gotcha. What about you, Grady?
Yeah, I'd probably go basketball. I like the 100, 200, and track.
Yeah.
Those are super. The crazy thing about that,
The women and the girls. I love. I mean, the man and the girls.
the crazy thing about that, it's like the difference between like first place and like not even getting a medal, a gold medal, and being out of the medal contention is like you blink and you can't see the difference. It's like
point
yeah,
zero
point
zero
zero zero 5, 002. It's like such a crazy, imagine you trained all your life, you get your one shot at the Olympics, and you run in and you just breathe in instead of breathing out or something, or breathe out instead of breathing in. So your chest went back a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's the difference literally a half a breath is the difference in first to like third and fourth in some of these events.
Well, so I didn't understand. How they tracked it. I didn't realize it was their torso, because if you look, people's feet are across the line before their torso is. So I think it should be any part of your body that crosses the line first. Should be, but no, they count it as your torso. I don't understand that, because if I'm running, a 40, as soon as I fucking cross that line,
They say if you're drinking a 40?
By the way, what'd you run the 40 at
4.6.
back in the day?
Yeah, low 4.62.
What do you think you're running right now?
Probably 6.24. We'll probably pull a hamstring halfway down there. Did you see? It was funny. We'll get back on track, but there was a reel out there. You might have seen it where fantasy football is coming up, and these dudes had to run. They had to run a 40 to see for their draft positions. Bro, half of them pulled a hamstring like 3/4 of the way down. That shit was fucking hilarious.
You got to warm up for that shit.
Well, here's what's funny, though. That also says 2 things. One, you have no business running.
Right, yeah.
2, definitely warm up. And actually 3 things. One,
Stretch.
Boy, you do appreciate just the abilities you had when you were a kid.
Oh my God. Think about this. When you were a kid, bro, you could fucking run for days. No stretching, no nothing. You just move. We go in the backyard, man. That's what I love. I go over to my boy's house, and we play football from probably 11 in the afternoon to about 6, in the evening. And we might have gone there, and it's so funny. Another meme. It's so funny how they had these memes. They were like, "Oh, what was wrong with you guys? You should drink out of the hose." Well, we never went the fuck inside. We weren't inside playing the video games, man. We turned the spigot on, fucking drink from the hose, and keep going.
And it was a race to the hose to see who drank. You push the next person. Hurry up, give me some.
Yeah, exactly.
Before the water started getting hot.
Yeah.
Well, I just remember the day that it was 122 here back in, I don't remember what year that was, in the 90s. I spent that whole day out playing basketball at the neighbor's house with 15 other kids just playing 3-on-3 tournaments all day.
Yep.
We're out from 10 in the morning. I got back at 8 o'clock at night. My parents were like, "Where have you been? Oh my God, did you know how hot it was today?" We're like, "Yeah, it was hot, but we've been outside all day playing ball."
Yeah, exactly.
Now it's like I go outside, it's 102. I'm like, I walk to my car. I'm like, "God damn, it's too hot."
Hey, speaking of speed, believe it or not, when I was younger, I used to be one of the fastest people in my class, my teams, if not the fastest. And
you was about 6th grade?
And I was, it was probably 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. And then even when I was in high school and I got, I was like the fastest dude on one of my baseball teams.
Gotcha.
I led a winter league Babe Ruth, which Vallejo in stolen bases.
Right.
And I didn't even have technique. Everybody knew I was.
What happened to you, bro?
But
you just a knucklehead, huh?
I was a little bit of everything. But this is a true story. I just want to share this because we were talking speed.
Right.
And I wouldn't have done this a few times. And there's people that can attest to this. I was at an Oakland Quakes game, which is a soccer game. Oakland, it was the Oakland Coliseum back in the day. I remember their star player was Jungle, so this is dating myself. Oakland Quakes. I must have been probably 10 or 11, right? 10 or 11. My best friend at the time, Freddie Beeman. Shout out to Fred Beeman. He could verify the story. We were with his mom. Rest in peace, Eileen Beeman. She passed away. And we were waiting at the stands in Oakland to get some snacks or some nachos or whatever. We were soda and nacho kids. You know what I mean?
Right.
We're gonna spend our $20 in 1988 or whatever the fuck it was, 86 or whatever on sodas and nachos. And I remember these like 16-year-old kids were in the line in front of us. They kept turning around. You know how it was like a typical 80s movie. They try and bully you or whatever. They're talking shit kind of. And I'm like, and then my friends are like, hey, those kids are talking shit. They keep looking back and staring and stuff.
Right.
And then I go, I'm gonna say something. Hey, get ready to run. But I was gonna give him a head start, right?
Right. Yeah.
So I actually go up to the kid. I'm like 11, dude towering over me. I go, what'd you say? And he's like, what? What are you gonna do? And I jump up and I slap him as hard as I can across the face.
Right.
True story. And my buddy's already running.
Yeah.
And I turn and I start running. And we run halfway around the Oakland Coliseum. The kids are chasing us. Right. We actually go down the stairs, cut through the seats. I even go down the next set of stairs and fall and slide face down to the next row. No, not even kidding. But they could not catch us.
They
could not catch us. And I did slap the shit out of some 16-year-old kids in the face. And
he was gone.
I was gone. Hey, one way or another, I don't stand for disrespect.
I know.
So I just had to speak on that because it reminded me of a flashback.
So you've been slapping bitches since you were like 10.
Hey, something like that. I can tell you about the one that happened in Cub Scouts where I had 40 people chasing me, but I'll save that for another day.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
They didn't catch me either.
They didn't catch you now. Now, so, my Olympic sports, man, I like, of course, basketball. Track is definitely, but synchronized swimming.
Okay.
My shit. Oof, that's my shit, boy.
Hey, real quick, too. And then, I know we got to get on about, the show. Yeah. But, okay, what do you guys feel about, speaking of the Olympics? I mean, there's a lot of different topics and stuff. But what do you think about the one star? And I can't remember, was it in track? He's been a what's he, 6-time medalist?
Oh, you talking about Noah Lyles?
Yeah, okay. Amazing athlete. But, some people are saying taking jabs at, Anthony Edwards,
Well, he was taking jabs at the whole NBA.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
And then Ant-Man just came out and was like, call him out, you know what I'm saying? And then trying to say, oh, you saying you had COVID, that's why you got bronze and shit like that. Here's my thing is basketball is an international game, right? It is. But the best basketball players are in the U.S. It's just what it is. Arguably the best basketball player is a European player, if you want to look about it now. But the best, they come here to play. It's say all those European players come to the NBA and play. So yes, it's a world champion, and that's what didn't make any sense. It's a world championship because all those good European players play here in the NBA. And so they're playing against the best or playing against the best in the world all the fucking time. Where you race maybe for the Worlds and you race for the Olympics. That's what you do. You know what I'm saying? So they play every year for it. So I think he was speaking out. He was speaking out of his ass. I don't know if he did it for sensationalism, like trying to get more notoriety to the sport. And we don't love track like here, like they do in Europe. You know what I'm saying? And here's the thing. I love a cat that's boisterous, stuff like that. I think, us as Americans, some of us, I can say, is we like that as long as you can back it up.
Well, I think the problem is that basketball, I think, is the only, and football are the only two sports, and they're played in the U.S. that our championship we consider a world championship.
Yeah.
And baseball too. If they win the soccer championship in Europe, they don't say that we won the world championship. That's the FIFA World Cup. That's the world championship, and everybody knows that. And same thing with if you're in whatever other sports out there that the rugby championship.
Yep.
They don't say they're the world champions. It's I think what he was trying to get at is that a lot of these sports that are Americanized sports or American-based sports consider themselves world champions, although they're not beating teams from other parts of the world. They're beating players, but every league, I mean, you go to the European soccer, they have players from all over the world, and they don't still consider their championships world championships.
I'm just going to say this and cut all of it aside. I mean, he's going to speak his mind. Of course, there's always that bias with your sport and what you are.
Right.
Just look at women's soccer, look at women's WNBA basketball. I don't mean it's not trying to pick on the women's side. I'm just saying they're going to argue, and maybe they should, that their sport should be getting more pay, whatever. But at the end of the day, it's about reach, it's about dynamics, it's about fans and followership, who follows. And when we're talking also about a year-round thing, not just seasonal.
Right.
Not just every 4 years, not just every 2 for the World Games type stuff.
Right.
And so at the end of the day, we got to talk about it as a big business and who supports this, because he's talking about endorsements and money. And where he's not talking about who's the best athlete, or again, it doesn't transition, I should say. You know what I mean? Like, we're talking about the times we're in, the popularity of the sport and what the player means to that sport. And then again, a lot of times in America, we love to crown a person or get on the train before they get there. You know what I mean? We love to go, that first year, LeBron's rookie year, I had his jersey.
Right.
We love that stuff.
Right.
I know in the sports car game that I come from, the cards are worth more on the projection of what they'll do than when they actually do it.
Gotcha.
Unless you're a Tom Brady and you've done, or whatever. But I mean, but again, it's funny. So again, he's just speaking, and again, he's the best at what he does in the world. But I know there's the best locksmith in the world. There's the best hot dog eater in the world, and there's only so much money that's being allowed for those, unless you can do something else, And so again, at a certain point, be happy, be happy. Whatever. But another thing, don't knock the next man. I don't know they necessarily knocked him, but I don't think you need to bring any negative light to another person that's going about getting, that's just me. I think in any sport, you don't have to go look over here. Why am I not getting this?
Right.
You know what I mean?
So you think it was more Noah Lyles trying to bring more? I mean, he even said
Attention himself.
himself, and he said trying to bring it more towards track.
I mean, yeah, but in, I don't want to say hating. Hating is such a played out word, started in the Bay Area, but again, he doesn't need to bring another man into for the attention.
I mean, if he's wondering why he's not getting paid like the NBA players, because nobody fucking watches track.
Exactly. Yeah, that's. I mean, and again, there's no box office.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's what it comes down to. The money. I mean,
It's a business.
The women's sports, WNBA, or whatever, they talk about. We want equal pay. Well, if you had equal ratings and equal revenue, maybe they'd be able to offer equal pay.
Well,
It's not I mean, they're paying you based on what they're bringing in. They're not
and
paying
more than that, because they lose about $50 million a year.
Yeah, they're not paying you based on the men make $100 million, $250 million contracts. Well, yeah, but the NBA is a multi-billion dollar industry.
And guess what? Even if we're talking NBA, when things start going wrong, they start making changes.
Yeah.
So you got to give credit to the leadership of the NBA, like it or you don't. When they were losing fellowship and ticket sales and different things like that, guess what? Oh, you got to dress different. Or they didn't want that whole thug image thing. You know what I mean? Right. You can't show your tattoos, etc. Regardless if you agree with it or not, it's a business. And again, they start going right in to start changing the look of the business because they need the appeal for the fans.
No, true. I mean, look at the WNBA this year, though. Yeah. The Angel Reese or the Caitlin Clark effect.
Yeah. By the way, do you know Caitlin Clark turned down $1 million to go on The View?
Really?
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Smart girl. I hate that show.
What do you think
Whoopi's
the
still
reason?
on there?
I believe so. I don't know.
I used to love Whoopi.
What do you think the reason behind that? I mean, she don't need the money.
No.
I mean, she's making.
I'll tell you what.
She's making crazy money from endorsements.
I don't know. I think The View is such a specific platform, especially in the political
it's divisive.
climate. It's
she probably didn't want to do it because she didn't want to alienate her fan base.
I was gonna say you're from Iowa. You're in the Midwest.
Well, yeah,
you got a diehard support.
Yeah,
it's better to stay clear of
Yeah, exactly.
Than to sit there and get on and say Joy Belling, whatever her name is, and them and their over the top views on whatever they feel. Again,
no, that was probably a smart move for as her career move.
Not all money's good money.
Yeah, because she don't. Like I said, she don't need it. But I mean, her and Angel Reese bringing the attention to the sport. I mean, sell out. I mean, we were looking at tickets to go to the game.
I'm telling you, WNBA, the best thing that ever happened to them is those two players. Yeah. They're like the the Magic and Bird.
Yeah,
the
although
WNBA.
let's not get it wrong, and I agree with you to that to a degree. But Caitlin Clark sells 20,000. Every place she goes sells 20,000 seats. You know, I mean, she is definitely heads and above the leader when it comes to.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I
Or
mean,
the draw, yeah, for sure. Because
but
that's
I mean,
why we
I
wanted
think I
But I
think
mean, no.
there wouldn't. I don't think Caitlin Clark would be what she is as far as popularity wise if there wasn't that
I disagree.
the arch
rivalry?
enemy, the rivalry.
Gotcha.
I
It's
disagree.
it's just
I
like
disagree.
Bird and Magic. I don't
But,
think.
I mean, that's Bird and Magic.
Yeah,
but
but
here's
that
the thing.
had that rivalry too.
No, I agree. But that
And there was again,
Caitlin Clark was popular before
Yeah.
she ran into Angel Reese.
but there was also the black and white thing aspect of it, and I think they play off that too, just like
no,
Bird
I
and
mean,
Magic.
that created controversy,
And-
created a lot of hate
yeah,
both
and
ways.
I'm not saying Caitlin Clark still wouldn't be great and still wouldn't be popular, but I think
What you say that added to
the added tension between those two helped bring it even.
I
to
mean,
another
it
level.
doesn't hurt. It's like saying it doesn't hurt LeBron James to have Carmelo Anthony and Dwayne Wade in his rookie class, but LeBron James is always going to be known for 2003. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, again, above head and shoulders above everybody else.
You know what's crazy? So I was telling Paul, I've been going through all my old sport. I found old boxes of all my sports cards from when I was a kid, like all the just stuff I put in shoe boxes that were like, oh, nothing good in here. I put them in the boxes, man. I was finding stuff like Kevin Garnett rookies and Jason Kidd rookies, like all these Hall of Fame players now. That back in the day in the '90s, I was like, who want put it in the singles box with the rest of the garbage? But I've probably spent like 12 hours over the past week just sitting in my guest room going through this big crate full of sports cards. It's been an experience, but it goes to show you back then what you considered was like who you considered were good players and who wasn't. Like I had like 50 Harold Miner cards because he was supposed to be the next big thing, and then Richard Dumas cards. I had like 20 of those because of the Suns and shit.
You still got a lot of cards?
No, I got rid of every single one.
Did you?
Really?
Okay.
Pretty much every single one. And I'll tell you this: I used to tell Ken when we were doing cards that there was a rule of 5. And now it's different with a little speculation now, but basically at any one given time, there's about 5 people in the NBA that people care about.
Yep.
And I go, and when they're gone, and I said this, and I'll use this as an example. This had to be 2003 or 4. So I go, Ken, so right now you got Kobe, and Kobe was just coming back off the rape charge. His cards were cold. They're starting to heat up again. So you had Kobe, you got Jordan, you got LeBron. Those 3 are not going anywhere, I would say you had Kevin Garnett at the time. That was like my, guy in that 4 out of the 5. And then you would pick and choose who else was in there. If you want to bring in old timers, let's go 10 then.
Yeah.
But as far as, that time, I would say Vince Carter was just starting to fade. He was popular, but he was starting to fade. And then I was already like, man, you're already starting to run its course with Baron Davis and people like that. But people love those guys, and then all of a sudden they start fading, and they're just never coming back. Unfortunately, it's crazy. There's a rule of 5. I'm just telling you, it's like there's only gonna be so many people that can continue in people's minds. Football is even worse. Think about it this way. How good of a running back is LaDainian Tomlinson? Top 5 ever, probably?
Yes,
Okay.
I agree. Yeah,
No one gives a shit about his cards.
yeah, true.
No one gives a shit about his cards.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's just crazy, man. It's like if you're not.
Now, here's my question. I mean, you guys are the card guys, but is football cards and basketball cards 2 different animals, though? You know what I'm saying?
Agreed, because for the longest time since the 90s, basketball cards were always global because you had a lot of Asian influence.
Yeah.
Baseball was always global, too, a little bit.
Right.
Football was always regional American until like Randy Moss. Until a basketball style player crossed over, and I would say it was Randy Moss, and then the next one was Mike Vick. And when those style players crossed over, I'd have people coming to my table, people from Asia and stuff, going, okay, I want Jordan, Kobe, this, Randy Moss, Michael Vick. Anybody exciting.
Right.
Like super exciting, and that's when it kind of crossed over. But you have to do something to keep that appeal, and even a guy, okay, so back to the basketball rule, 5. One of my favorite slept-on players is Tracy McGrady.
T-Mac.
T-Mac is amazing. Some bad circumstance. I think he could play in the top 30 of all-time tournament. Maybe, in fact, in some top 20 teams, he'd make my squad. Top, maybe a starting 5, So that tells you a lot. And he slept on. Iverson slept on. It's crazy.
Hey, the one card that I found? I actually found like 5 or 6 of them that I was laughing because the card is worthless, but it has value now. It's a 1990 Hoops Mark Jackson.
Oh yeah, with
the Menendez brothers sitting in the background courtside that killed their parents.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I mean, that card, the raw card goes for like $12.
Yeah.
It's a penny card.
Yeah.
But because the Menendez brothers are sitting,
Courtside.
yeah, it goes for like $12 online. I'm like, oh, I got like 6 of these things in mint condition.
You saw them on the lot.
Yeah, I
A lot
should.
for $100.
I should. I'm gonna,
$50.
just some of the stuff I found though was like crazy. Looking back, like the original Skybox, that 1990 series with, I think David Robinson's rookie was that year, and then
It sucks
just
because-
like Jordan and
it
some of the
sucks
cards
because
with that brown background.
That was when cards were so overhyped. Everybody was doing it. You had them on Home Shopping Channel all day, whoring out. You had them at Costco.
What was that
Price
guy's
Club.
name that used to do the Home Network?
He was a super loud guy. I can't remember his name.
Yeah,
He was an idiot. But
find it.
and he just lied to the public. Oh, seriously, just lied. If you don't do this, you're not going to be wealthy. Like. And my mom would say, "I bought you this." I go, "I just sold those for like, like."
Gotcha. That's
You could have made money buying them off me.
Right.
And it's just funny, but Costco.
Don West was his name.
Costco, Price Club, Sam's Club. They had Price Club until they merged with Costco.
Yeah.
All had those cards, and then Walmart had them, and Kmart had them, and Toys R Us had them, and just by the boatloads. And everybody at
just
that
two
time,
sat- it was just two
cards,
sat
cards,
train.
cards, and then they'd all save and put them in their sleeves or put them in the penny
I
sleeve.
remember, yeah.
And then now everybody's waiting. I collect cards, and then this is the most mass-produced, overproduced shit ever.
And guess what? We're back to that now.
No, I know, yeah.
And I'm telling you right now, because Panini's losing all their licensing,
Yeah.
every single thing that they've ever come up with, they're releasing a product this year for it. Like there's like 10 thing debut edition of this and that.
The
and
only
this.
difference,
It's because they're just trying.
the only difference is there's at least cards that are numbered, and people are going to decide at the end, like 20 years from now, what cards to go after.
Oh, yeah.
Back then, there was no options.
No.
Like you sit there, and if I want a David Robinson rookie,
got, like,
hoops.
Question for you, and this is for the listeners. If there was 3 cards today, if you were still in the card market, 3 cards today that you would go after, that you projecting to saying, okay, 5-10 years, I'm gonna make. Who would be those 3 cards?
I mean, again, it's tough because they're already expensive. They're already expensive.
I know, but we had some, we had some crazy auction prices on LeBron cards, on Kobe cards, right?
Yeah.
Jordan's cards.
I'll just
What would be not something like super crazy like that, but like mid level.
Let me just give you an example. This is it's already super crazy. So if I want to tell you Victor Wembanyama, if I want to tell you his National Treasures card, right?
Right.
Okay, that's probably $40,000.
Really?
Yeah.
But he doesn't have any RPAs because he won't sign with Panini. And I don't even know if they have jerseys of his. I don't think they're allowed to. So
Gotcha.
all they have is cards, and they can number his cards. So like his hottest card is like the 101.
Bowman.
No, the 101 Prism for NBA shit, and then where he's actually in a jersey, and then they have. Topps has released some stuff with autos on it that goes pretty hard. But
Well, the Bowman first card
yeah,
ever.
but the crazy part is like you won't have like a logo man auto 101 like a lot of the other players do because he's not signed with that until Topps takes it all over and they release.
But here's the
something.
funny thing: the person that we're talking that owns it all is the owner of PSA, the owner of the Mets, the owner of Fanatics.
Yep.
I mean, and again, he owns Topps.
Yep.
So again, all he has to, it'll happen.
Gotcha.
But
Yeah, but it won't be a rookie. So
we'll
he
see.
will not have a rookie logo man auto.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, you just never know what's going on. I don't follow it as deeply as I used to. So there's still like 3 months for them to figure shit out.
All right, so you you wouldn't have it. So if I come to you and say, Mitch, I need 3 cards right now that will
Well, you know what? I'm gonna start with this. I would just say 3 players, and you're gonna have to decide what the best card is in your budget.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Victor Wembanyama without a fucking doubt.
Okay.
Without a doubt. And then I'm gonna say, when we're talking young, I am gonna go Anthony Edwards.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Anthony Edwards.
His cards have been slept on.
Yeah. I mean,
I mean, you could pick. Yeah, you can pick up his.
Yeah.
Because what was he? 2021 or 21-22 rookie year?
2021.
Yeah.
He's about
I
3 years
mean, up until like last year, those you could buy those boxes on a lot of places had them on clearance.
Gotcha.
So
and then what's it called? Well, he stepped up over LaMelo Ball and stuff like that. And then if I wanted to go third player, I mean, I think it's already too late for Luka because he's already,
Yeah.
I mean, so I mean, we're talking the next players because I mean, otherwise I'd just say Luka, Joker, and Wembanyama,
Gotcha.
and which is funny, all 3 foreign players.
yeah, the one I had was SGA because his cards
Yeah, you
were
was
cheap.
buying them,
yeah.
yeah.
I was buying them up, and now they go for decent money. So
That's crazy, man.
and he's got that he's probably the best player ever out of Canada. So.
Yep.
Um,
Crazy.
yeah, so I mean, you think he's better than Steve Nash already?
Oh yeah,
He's not an MVP.
it doesn't matter.
Times-
Steve
it doesn't
Nash
matter.
does. Steve Nash
That's
does.
bias. It doesn't matter.
No, I'm just saying. Steve, is he a better player? I don't know if he's a better.
Well, then that's what I asked.
I'm saying I think the
think-
love for him in Canada and the hype behind him is bigger than Steve Nash.
I think he's here's the thing. Talent wise, overall talent wise, I think he's a better player there. But accolade wise, I mean, he hasn't showed.
Yeah, I just don't know if I don't know. Remember, like Canada being crazy about Steve Nash.
Well,
also a
it's not about. Well, I'm saying this. I mean, Steve Nash, what 3 MVPs?
Two.
Two. Yeah. So my thing is, it's going to take. I think here's the thing, is we got players that we're not going to see here in probably 2 or 3 years. You agree with this? LeBron's going out 2 or 3 years. Steph's probably gone in 2 or 3 years. KD's probably gone in 2 or 3 years.
I think about 5. I think
You think KD's got a little
Here's the
more
question
in
I
it?
have: Do you think how long do you think till we have the next American-born MVP in the league? With all the greatest players in the NBA right now are all foreign.
Anthony Edwards.
Anthony Edwards.
You
I
think
mean,
he'll get one?
I think. Listen, what he
You think
showed
he's gonna
like,
beat
yes.
Jokic and
What I think.
Luka
What he showed.
Jason Tatum.
and Embiid.
Man, I don't, yeah, I like Tatum, but I think Anthony Edwards has so much more of an upside.
But here's the thing. In fact, I'll say Tatum because here's the funny part. He plays on the Celtics.
Right.
He's coming in with the vengeance because of how he got dissed in the Olympics.
Right.
And he's already a world champion.
Right. But is he the best player on his team?
Yeah, he is.
He's better than Jalen?
I really think he is when it comes down to, even though I bet on Jalen.
Right.
Because of I really do think so.
Jalen stepped up because I didn't think he was that good last year. And then, man, they paid him, and then he
yeah.
fucking became a beast.
No, he's very good. It's just he's there's just something. It's almost like there's no position for him. He's like a good player in a tweener position. You know, like he's not a shooting guard. He's a small forward, but he's a little. I don't know. He plays good defense.
Are the Celtics going to be nasty next year
definitely.
with all the disrespect going on?
Oh, without a doubt. And they got Porzingis back.
Yes.
I mean,
they got to keep him healthy, though.
So here's the thing. If he wins another title, the narrative's going to switch. You watch it right now. The narrative's going to switch. Jason Tatum needs to get what he deserves. Because watch.
But he got to show up, bro.
Yeah, I mean, here's the funny part. He had Steph had a bad. Steph didn't win an MVP in his first. Steph Curry did. Iguodala won the fucking Warriors MVP. So I mean, but that didn't take. And then Steph went on to win league MVPs and different things like that. I mean, Jason Tatum's already got his world title. He's already got his Olympic gold.
Right.
And he's going to have a chip on his shoulder.
Yep.
I wouldn't bet against that. And plus, all this. Put it this way, the Celtics had 3 players that were on the Olympic team, and they should have had a 4th.
Yeah,
They should have.
I think the toughest part is like you get like people like Jokic who average almost a triple double every, and it's hard for it seems like the critics to vote. I mean, Westbrook, he averaged a triple double for the season, and I think was he MVP that season?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
But it never been done.
Yeah,
It
but
never been done.
when you get these other players that are coming close, like these big men like Embiid and Jokic, it's hard to go against those. So Tatum would have to be average like 35 and like maybe 7 rebounds and like 3 or 4 assists.
All that has to happen is that the narrative just has to change.
Yeah.
And all they have to do, and again, keep in mind, this is a bet-on subject. Keep in mind, we've been talking about this for a minute. This is a bet-on subject. So anytime you have something that's a bet, just know that the person coming out the gate doesn't usually win the shit.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what's funny about the whole thing. But it's interesting because, again, it's the media. The media is going to be the ones that sit there. They're going to write the narratives. And they started spinning the narrative towards Tatum towards the end. At the end of the day, if you're the best player on the best team and your team is still doing way better than everybody else, I don't get what's the objective. If you got 6 or 7 players that are all playing well, you don't need to score 35 points. You need to just play within your team and not take them out of games. I go, and the funny thing was when it comes to Jokic, people are so used to his success, they're going to lose Caldwell Pope this year, so they don't have their shooting guard. Right. It's going to be interesting to see if Murray can recapture that number 2, that he's been an amazing number 2, but it seems like he's fallen off. Right. Look at the Olympics. And if they don't, it doesn't matter what numbers Jokic put up. They're going to go, his team doesn't have the success they did before.
Right.
And so, I mean,
I think man, like
he's
I said,
amazing. He probably is the best player in the NBA. But
the
we were saying that about Giannis too.
I know. I got
Luka. I mean, it's like,
but the T-Wolves, man, they're just a young team coming up, and I like the style of play that he plays with. I just think the kid is going to get better, and then he just he's fun to watch. He's so athletic, and then fucking when he gets hot, man, that dude's hard. That dude's fucking.
No.
hard.
He's
Like I wouldn't mind seeing fucking T Wolves Celtics. You know, I never thought I'd say that, but I wouldn't mind seeing.
You know, it's funny though, with all the issues that they have with the T Wolves, and I heard the owner and all that stuff. You got to watch all this ownership stuff. The NBA behind the scenes doesn't want
Doesn't want them.
they don't want to reward owners that are supposed to be penalized.
Gotcha.
So that's what makes me worry about the Suns.
Gotcha.
And I mean, again, I'm not trying to say anything, but conveniently got swept easily last year. Their owner was going through a lot of hot water with the mortgage stuff. Again, it'll be interesting to see if it's clear. That's clear or not. If they clear it off, it's going to be interesting. And I like the fact teams come from 10th favorite. Like I said, I always said in the sports betting era, I'm looking for somebody in 7 through 10 to bet on, and pick something there, because 1 and 2 don't always ride,
Like I said, T Wolves is, man. I might throw a little money on them. I'm saying at least to make it to the Western Conference Finals. So,
Hey, I know we normally talk about our weekends, but we
won.
But I will say this weekend, I met a girl at the Moose Lodge. I've met her a few times. I forget what her name is. The young girl that's at the Moose that comes around sometimes. She said she watches the podcast, so shout out to you. I forget your name. I'm sorry.
Candace, the blonde?
No, the younger girl, brunette. She was in there. I think maybe her mom was one of the people that was hanging out with us. I can't remember her name. I see her on all the time, but she watches. She says she doesn't watch every week. She was honest. She said, but I pop in and watch it during lunch. So on behalf of the female listeners, we apologize for all the sports talk. We're going to get into something more interesting for female listeners.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Friends.
Let's talk about Friends. Yes. So Matthew Perry, he just had an arrest. I think 5 people arrested. 5 people arrested for selling them, ketamine. Yep. And I got a theory behind this, why they arrested him. They found out he died from acute ketamine overdose. So, for you cats don't know, ketamine is a cat tranquilizer.
And
they have this thing, like if you take too much ketamine, they go what's called a K-hole. And my theory was he was in the hot tub, and he got into a K-hole, and basically. So a K-hole is you're out. You're like, you ain't moving. You're gonna be passed out for a while. And I think he passed out in the fucking hot tub. And he drowned himself, and hopefully the motherfucker was out cold and fucking didn't realize, because drowning is probably one of the worst deaths ever, next to fucking being burned alive. But
I was gonna say
or buried,
being burned.
Buried by snakes.
Or buried alive.
Buried alive.
Oh fuck! I think I had to slit my throat right there. I tried to kill myself right there. I buried me alive.
I think if I was buried alive, I think I drowned myself.
Well, if you had to choose one, drown, burn, or buried alive, what would you choose?
Probably drown. Yeah,
I'll
drown.
jump out of a building.
No, drown.
Because drown, I mean, you could just start like swallowing as much water.
Yeah. Because burning, you fucking this.
What'd you say you'd swallow?
In pain, and then fucking, and the panic that sets. Oh man, I can't even think about it. That shit's getting me all fucked up right now. The panic of thinking, combined in a fucking little box and shit like that. Oh,
so that's crazy, because I think
the anxiety. Oh fuck.
I mean, it sounded like there was a couple doctors that were involved, and then a lady they called the ketamine queen of the Hollywood or whatever. She was involved. I guess she had been in rehab with Matthew Perry at one point, and that's how they knew each other. And I guess she was working with some doctors to supply him with the ketamine. I mean, this shit goes on all the time all over the country, but it's especially prevalent in Hollywood. Like, they got the doctors to prescribe them whatever. You look at Michael Jackson, doctor was, pumping him full of stuff just to keep him.
I don't know. I seen video. I don't know. I seen videos of
walking out the back door.
Walking out the back door. I don't know. Supposedly,
was he moonwalking or did he walk upright?
No. He supposedly. I mean, they show. I mean, it was kind of a blurry thing, but it was the same. It was the same van number.
Oh yeah, I showed you that. I think.
And the cat got out of the back and walked right in.
Moonwalked right in.
I mean, he pulled a Tupac. That's the only way you're ever gonna get out of the spotlight, especially if you're so popular as Michael Jackson. Worldwide, there's no way.
But they did say, he was a master of disguise.
But I'm saying, if you're stat famous, the only way you're gonna ever be able to get out of the spotlight is if you're dead.
But here's the thing: the amount of people that have to keep your secret That's what I'm saying.
No,
I'll give.
because even if the people are like, no, he's alive, then we just call him crazy and move forward.
I just, it's just too many people talking, trying to get their 15 minutes of fame and stuff like that. But no,
Get their own podcast and shit.
it
The MJ podcast.
it touches my girl because she loves Friends, and I don't
They
want
said she loves Michael Jackson.
no. But she loves Friends, and that's why I was like, so she took it pretty hard when she found out Matthew Perry died, and I was like, now, like I said, they're arresting people for fucking like ketamine overdose, so which is crazy, but he did leave some cryptic messages before. So that leads me to wonder, was he trying to do it? Like, was he trying to OD on purpose, or did he know something else?
Or did someone else have access to a computer, his phone?
Or did somebody else, maybe the ketamine might have been laced with a little something else. Who knows?
I don't know.
Maybe someone was trying to take him out. Was he doing a tell-all book about Ellen, or
Or did he? Or
did he or didn't he?
Oh, that shit is funny. I don't know. It's just interesting, man. It was like maybe he got hacked. His phone got hacked, or computer got hacked.
I mean, it's hard to believe anything these days,
Yeah, but speaking of hacking, so we just had supposedly a major hack in the U.S. So if you don't know, supposedly every American Social Security number is now for sale on the dark web. I've been hacked. So if you don't know, go open up an Experian account and lock your Social Security number. Like my shit's locked right now. I only open it up when I'm applying for a credit card or some kind of big purchase, stuff like that. But my shit's locked right now, so you can't run my shit. But I'm telling everybody, if the reports are true, go get that shit. I mean, this is a major breach and it just came out, but it's not like, I would think it'd be fucking front page, huge fucking news. And right now, I feel like it's being kind of like brushed aside, and people are like, yeah, whatever. Until their Social Security numbers start getting used, and then they gonna get fucking pissed off like a motherfucker. But what's your coincidence theory on this?
my anti-coincidence theory. I just think this is. I think this is another narrative setup. It's another breadcrumbs for the birds to keep following. Following the Pied Piper type shit down the rabbit holes. I really believe. First of all, in February there were some cyber hackings. I know the Medicare building, because some other stuff, or Medicare. A lot of and then we have some. What was it, about a month ago? Then we get hacked with there's a lot of different sites that got hacked. Some financial institutions, et cetera, et cetera. Now all of a sudden today we wake up this morning, bam! Was it yesterday or today? I can't remember. What's it called? Everybody. I mean, they're saying everybody.
No, they say every American.
Every American.
Yeah, every American's.
But no, I wonder that includes, first of all, illegal citizens. I'm just playing.
Do they have Social Security numbers?
No.
But they operate in the country. I'm sure someone has one for them.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
But with that said, okay. So, ironically, this event, the other couple events, the event we're going to talk about next.
Yeah.
Okay. I think it's all going to usher in to basically, again, the one thing I've been saying, when the people that run this place with their belief systems, they have to show us everything. Again, we have to accept it. We have to want it, in my opinion. And I think we're going to sit there again and we're going to go, well, again, the same shit. What we have isn't working. We need to change. This isn't right. Blah, 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 blah. We need to try something else. We're going to be so desperate by the time they hit us over the head with all these narratives and all these things that might affect us or will affect us, that eventually, the grid will collapse. That'll be a hack.
I mean, if you really wanted to take the U.S. down, and you wanted to send us,
you
into
start the narrative
age,
now. You start the narrative, especially if
so
you're the one doing it.
You're saying, okay, hack this, and then all of a sudden we hack the power grid.
You either hack this or you say it's hacked, and you spread the narrative to everybody.
But here, so
because let's be honest, if these credit scores, all our shit would be snagged already right now.
Right.
All right, let's look. Maybe it is, but if that's the case, the narrative sure flew out here that every one of us got our Social Security stolen. Well, guess what? If someone stole it, why wouldn't they do something with it?
Well, that's what they did. They're selling it right now on the dark web. So everybody's Social Security numbers on the dark web being for sale right now. So they are doing something.
So let me. Well, at least that's what we're told.
Yeah.
That's what we're told.
Right.
Until we see something, we don't know.
Right.
There's no
Hopefully
proof.
they took my Social Security number. Maybe they can improve my credit.
Well, guess what? Again, I'm going to fast forward my point. The next subject we're going to talk about, this subject, the previous subjects, is all going to lead to, again, we need to try something else because what we have does not work. And again, that with the dollar switching to digital, which will happen, I'm guessing 2030.
Okay.
A lot of things I hear about 2030 because I've sent you guys a bunch of stuff that the world's going to be accelerated these next 5 years.
Right.
2025.
Well, let's talk. I mean,
but with that said, all right, let me just finish this. That this is going to be the perfect story for everybody to go, well, look, we got hacked. Everybody has all this information out there. We don't know who you are. The only way we can actually for sure validate who you are so you can get this and this and the money we have for you and whatever else, and you can use these things is to get the chip. Because that's going to be the only way we can tell who you are. And whether that's going to be in a Neuralink in your head or in your arm or your forehead.
Well, what are we saying? Chips can't be hacked, though?
I think we're saying...
they can steal credit cards off the chip on your... So that
I'm thinking that the technology... First of all, if there's a Neuralink in your head, are they going to steal it? I mean, can they?
I mean, could they duplicate it on somebody else's head, though?
I mean, but again, could there be precautions put in place more so than us with our stolen numbers around? I mean, it's a stolen number. Right now, we're just a number.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
And the number and a few other pieces of information gets us everything.
And apparently, I think we're an insurance policy, too, on every American.
Yeah, but here's my thing is, and this is my question to you. You know, the powers that be, they gotta survive. They gotta survive in this world too, right?
Yeah.
So if you hack the power grid, we have. It would be I mean, depending on how long it's down, we'd get archaic within
Without a doubt.
2 to 3 weeks.
Hey, but here's the thing. They already
they're not-
tested this back in 2003. Actually, the August 14th through 16th, the whole Northeast had a blackout, lasted over 2 days back in 2003.
That's 2 days. I'm talking about.
But I'm just saying,
if we have a.
I mean, this has been they've been planning this.
They've been talking 3 days of darkness for a while.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, if you have 2 to 3 weeks of us power grid, we're fucking back in the Stone Ages, and we start getting. Everybody's at risk at that point, right?
Of course, except for the people that are already in bunkers or are not even in the country.
Yeah. Once that happens.
So you're saying they ain't gonna be in the country? They're
They're going to be underground or not in the country.
If there's
Gotcha. So they're gonna be running off like alternative
Yeah. Hey,
energy or
let's
something.
put it this way. Hey, the grid goes down. You're telling me that all those people in that one island on the blue houses are going to, with the blue roofs, they're going to be fine.
If the whole United States, if it's out for like a day or two, I'm getting in my car, I'm driving to the coast, and I'm getting on a boat, and I'm heading
So
out.
you ain't gonna be
Well,
able to
it's
do
not.
that shit.
But see, that's what I'm saying. It's not gonna. I think 1 or 2 days we can handle. Like I said, when it starts into the weeks,
I'm saying if the whole grid goes down for more than 2
First of all,
days,
the freeway's going to be packed.
Yeah, you ain't going nowhere. That's what I'm saying. You ain't going to. Everybody and their mother is going to be on the freeway. You ain't going nowhere. That's what I'm saying. You better off. You better off staying in your fucking house and boarding your shit up.
How about this? You think you're going someplace on the freeway? We're in Arizona where when someone blows a tire on the side of the road, the freeway stops.
Stop.
no, but here's the thing.
Well, here's the thing.
The side streets are going to be crazy because all the lights will be out.
bro,
That's why I
mean,
get on
hey,
the freeway.
listen,
I'm
hey,
heading
let's
out.
let-
Listen,
Yeah.
Nick, best thing to do. Hey, I'm gonna go down to Home Depot, go get some boards and shit. Best thing to do is come. Hopefully they're giving out the boards because you ain't gonna be able to use your cars to pay for it. We're gonna board this bitch up. I'm gonna bust out my ARs and we're gonna sit here and fucking we're gonna eat fucking beans and fucking rice.
Hey,
and
one thing I will say
Do
is,
that, I'll be on a boat.
hey, everybody.
you ain't
got no
getting
boat.
no boat. You ain't getting no boat,
No boat.
motherfucker. You ain't getting
No
no
boat.
boat.
No boat.
Bro, you just stay where you are and you ride that fucking shit out. That's the only thing you can do because, like you said, Mitch, the freeways are gonna be clogged up. That's the fucked up thing about living in the city.
If it's 120
We are
and you're
fucked.
boarded into a house,
Well, where are you
and
going? Where are you going to? You're going to go to the other side of the world where it's not 120 on your paper boat? I mean, come on.
I'll go somewhere where they got power.
Oh yeah, okay. Somewhere where they got power.
So you walking is what you're saying. You're walking.
I'm getting in my car, I'm driving.
bro, you've been
Well,
watching.
you ain't driving
Hey,
nowhere.
you've been watching too much Book of Eli or something.
Hey, let me just ask this.
He was a blind.
When the East Coast went down for
Oh, the
2
East
days,
Coast,
where the freeways, no one could drive anywhere, people were driving out.
No, bro, it's
it's-
impossible.
You got to get
Four,
out
6 hours.
before it gets crazy, before it gets to like 5 days and 10 days.
Oh, you.
Hold on. First of all, the first time shit goes down, and there's the first accidents, responders are not coming out there.
Yeah.
They're not coming out there. They're going to be tending to their own freaking homes. We're going to see what's really real.
Nah, like I
We're
said,
close enough. We're only 5 hours out, baby.
nah. It is no. It is no way. Let me tell you this.
First of all, I would love to see you on that boat. Within 5 minutes of that boat, somebody's gonna be, I'm the captain now, breaking your glasses and shit, and taking all your fucking cards.
But hey, so let's talk about the other. You had alluded to it a little bit. The other cyber attack. That's on the Iran central bank.
Yep.
This was a major. They're saying it's a crippling of their economy right now. Shit's in free fall over there.
Although the government hasn't come out and actually officially said it's actually happened, because obviously they're not going to give that information out.
Yeah. But this is the word on the street. Here's the thing. Do you think this is a response to, Iran said if they do not stop the Gaza war, that they were going to intervene and start bombing Israel? Is this Israel's way of getting back at them, or some other country that is, friendly to Israel to say, okay, then we're going to attack your cripple your banking system?
I just think all banking systems have to go down at a certain point for there to be the digital, for us to move on to the next step. Out of chaos comes order. And you know whose rule book that is, right? Well, look it up. Out of chaos comes order.
Okay, but you talking about Sun Tzu? You talking about the art of war?
I'll just say a group of people
Okay.
that supposedly run this world.
Okay. So but here's my thing though. If you don't have any electricity, how's the digital shit gonna? So you saying you saying the power grid ain't gonna be attacked? It's gonna be run on central banks.
I think it's going to be well. First of all, I don't know what narrative they're going to give us. They could give us we're getting attacked by aliens, because they've been pitching that. And I've been reading about that since 2003, 2004. That in 2012 they're going to start disclosing aliens, and they kind of did. I mean, now it's so open talk, and it's so. Again, it's so funny how aliens were just a joke, taboo, couldn't talk about it, and now all of a sudden it's like fast forwarded aliens. There was even something the other day on the Today Show talking about there's a mothership heading towards Earth, like literally, like they said that shit.
Well, I mean, if you listen to what's the dude's name?
Joe Rogan?
No, not Joe Rogan, but the black dude.
Billy Carson?
Yeah, Billy Carson. He claims right now there is a not a mothership, but there is an alien spacecraft right now that's been orbiting the Earth since 1952. And that they talk about. So I'm like,
well, at least they can't get through the firmament, so we're safe.
Exactly. Exactly.
Y'all are wild, bro. Y'all are wild. I love it. Okay, so I know you two believe in the firmament. Do you guys believe? You think the Earth's flat though?
Yeah. It's flat. It's flat, and it's like a half.
I got something. Okay, so you think it's flat, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you this: How do we have eclipses? So if the Earth was flat,
okay.
when we'd have what the eclipse is when then it wouldn't look like a perfect sphere. It would look like a half moon if we had an eclipse. If the world.
So I don't even know. I mean, again, I don't even know if the moon's what they tell.
And then let me ask you this. So, and we believe that. So, do you believe in Mars? Do you believe in Mars? There's a Mars?
No, you
believe in Saturn? No other planets in our.
I believe those are gods.
He does believe in Uranus, though.
Yeah, I believe those are other gods. Like Greek gods and mythology and stuff.
Oh, so you don't think there's? So we don't live in no universe at all?
I think everything we know is inside of this dome. I'm starting to more and more believe that shit.
So how do you explain an eclipse, though? That's what I'm saying. An eclipse, it's a perfect sphere
when it explain it on the Truman Show?
No. No, for real. I'm asking you a question. How would you if the Earth is flat? How would you explain an eclipse?
Well, let's say you have the sun, and instead of it circling, is passing over in some format, and the moon is passing over in some format, and they just happen to cross paths.
I'll even give it to you that way. Mm-hmm. It would, if that was the case, the eclipse would not be a perfect sphere. It would be like a line. It'd be like a half. Like I said, it'd be like a half sphere if the Earth was flat.
Again, I don't know. I can't talk on truths on items like on subjects like that without.
Go ahead, do your work. We can pick that up. But
the sun is like how many millions times bigger than the moon, and it's far out.
I mean,
and
first of
then
all, do
how
we have
come
one
the
sun or
moon-
we have two suns? Because
and then how come
there's
the-
been two suns.
And then how come the moon can exactly fully cover the sun perfectly?
No, bro, you understand distances, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what I'm saying. If do this, I got a picture on my phone, right? I got a picture on my phone where I'm down in Tulum, right, and they got the Mayan ruins, and if I angle the camera just right, it looked like I can touch it. It's not that thing's I'm bigger than it's the distance away of the angle to make it. And it's the same thing with the sun being so much farther away from the earth, with the moon being so much, circling around that. And that's what I'm saying. So the sun is the sun the only spear that's out there? And
I mean, here's the
whatever
thing.
you say.
Here's the thing. It's asking. You're asking a question and saying for me to explain so many other things. Like, hey, so explain. You believe this, but then explain this.
No, I'm just asking you to explain the
again.
eclipse.
And-
I mean, I'll let y'all look up the eclipse.
All right,
We talk about it
let
another time.
me ask you this.
Yeah.
When Richard Branson shot up his rocket, up to the up in the sky, and I don't know if you watched it, but when it hit something and slid, what was that?
It didn't hit nothing to slid.
Okay.
Okay, you talk about. I give you an example.
When it curved.
You know the dude that
So they
fucking
ran-
went up there. He was in
ran out of
little Red Bull suit, and he fucking and he jumped off. You remember that?
No, I don't know the Red Bull suit guy. I don't know. I really don't. I don't know who.
I got time to look it up, but we'll listen. I'm gonna put this note down. Flat Earth. Yes, we're gonna talk about flat Earth next week. I love this topic.
But again, I can only go on what I see and what I know and what I've read. And again, and one of the things that just again doesn't make sense to my own discernment, regardless of everything else. Nobody else taught. Well, the first time I saw, and again, I had no predetermined thoughts. I'm watching it, and I reserve the right to change my opinion based on what I experience. And so I'm watching this rocket go up in the air. And first of all, I'm saying to myself, let's start with this. Why are Richard Branson and Elon Musk spending millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars? Why is it private funded now? The space,
Because for us it makes no sense. It makes okay. So back in the day, it was like a space race against the Russians.
So you really believe we lost the technology?
No, we can still get up there, but
That's what they say. That's what they say. So you're picking.
I don't think we lost the technology. It just don't make any sense for us to go up there.
That's what they said.
What are we going
they-
up? What are we? I think it has to do with money.
So
why are we wasting money to go up there
But
when
they've said that they don't have the technology.
They print their own money. What does it matter?
Yeah. The same people. Again, we live in a world of fugazi and fake. We owe all
Did
this
you
money.
see, I think India just went to the moon with one of their rockets. Did you see the video of that? I could do a better video on my Commodore 64 back in the day.
Hey, so
there's
let's start with
no reason to explore
Hey,
space other than
let's
using,
start with this. So you really believe that the video we saw with Neil Armstrong was real?
Yeah, for sure.
And the telephone call with the wired telephone from the president to them was real?
I don't know about I don't know about all that. I'm just trying to tell you. I believe that.
about that?
But like you said, I believe it was a fact finding mission.
And then what about the ship leaving the moon and the camera panning up and filming it as it goes away?
They had a studio on the moon.
How does that happen? No one's ever been able to explain that to me.
I'm trying
have
to
a camera and they're
I'm trying to
filming.
tell you. I believe that. I mean, the moon is real. We've been there.
Wasn't that who sings that song?
And matter of fact, it wasn't even us. The Russians fucking got there first.
man.
Even before that, they sent a fucking dog up there before it was the first. What Sputnik was the first one to go up there. So the Russian shit was fake too. The Russians faked it too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man, y'all wild, bro. Oh, a little wild. First off, but we're gonna talk about flat Earth next week, though. We're gonna talk about flat. Well, we got about 8 minutes to go, and we'll come back to that. All right. Last thing, because I do want to talk about this real quick, because we didn't get to talk about it last week. Our boy Pat Mahomes.
Okay.
All right. Listen, bro, I love Pat Mahomes. That dude is a straight up baller,
Oh, without a doubt.
and now he's even more of a baller. So allegedly, he was at Bottle Blonde, which is
Scottsdale.
down in Scottsdale, down in down in
A few weeks
down
ago
in
now.
the
A few
zoo.
weeks ago now.
Yeah. And he was having a threesome. Him, one girl, and it was him and two other girls in the girls' bathroom.
Yep.
First of all, I don't know what bathroom they were in, because if you've ever been in that club, first of all, the girls' bathroom, the line is out the fucking door. Second of all,
There's a private bathroom.
Yeah, there's a
though.
private bathroom.
is there a bathroom where?
I've used it before. It's by the kitchen.
Yep, you got to go back to the kitchen.
So you're saying he was in the private bathroom?
Oh yeah, he wasn't in
in a
he's
public
not using
bathroom.
a public bathroom. And supposedly he allegedly has a relationship, a secret relationship, not so secret, with one of the bottle girls from said establishment, and maybe one of her friends was involved in this extracurricular activities that happened in said bathroom.
Listen, if it happened, I ain't mad at you, bro. You just went up on my.
What have you seen? His wife's pretty hot. I mean,
she's gotten better. You know what I'm saying? That money's definitely that.
there is one truth in life. For every beautiful girl you see, there's some guy that's tired of fucking her.
That is, you know what?
That is one truth in life.
Yeah, that is. He's like, you show me a girl that, you show me a hot girl, I'll show you a dude that's tired of fucking.
Or tired of her bullshit.
Well, that's
Well, I ain't tired of my girl.
I didn't say nothing. Yeah,
I'm tired of my girl. I love fucking. I love fucking.
Hey, we're
my
all
girl.
like disclaimers, and we're not talking about ourselves.
But this is just a true saying, and I'm sure the same thing goes for females and guys. But I mean, again, it's just interesting, like how that works.
I got you. Hey, last subject before that. Hey, I just had to throw that in there.
And again, that's allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah, it's all.
For all we know, it could have been his brother.
We just heard about it.
Could have been in the men's bathroom. You never know. I don't know.
Oh man, last thing. We talked a little bit about it in the green one, the Mandela effect.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So this
We're really going to start on the Mandela effect with 3 minutes left.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
damn.
I got to get this in, man, because I do like this topic because it's a
whole
cool
show.
Yeah, that is it's a whole show. But I want to kind of tease this because I think next show we got to do the flat Earth. You know what? I'm gonna check this. We're gonna save the Mandela effect because this is going to be
Let's go all conspiracy next week.
yeah, let's go all conspiracy. We're gonna save the Mandela. I'm gonna
conspiracy
save
all
the
day.
Mandela. Yes, let's do the flat Earth, Mandela effect, and some other shit we're gonna throw in next week. We're gonna wait. But I'll give one more little fun fact before we end the show.
All
right. Do you know what per capita what Phoenix and Mesa have in common? That's different than the rest of the country.
Well, I mean, they're number 1 and 2 in cocaine usage. Can we clap that up, Nick? Or boo it or whatever?
Oh my gosh, bro! What are y'all out here? Y'all out here doing the booger sugar, the white girl, all that stuff. Phoenix and Mesa.
They also, they're
1 and
also
2 in the country.
They're also number 1 and 2 in watching Scarface.
1 and 2 in the country, bro. That's
Impressive. Congratulations.
Yeah, exactly.
that is interesting to get on that fucking list like that.
Exactly.
Think about these
Over
cities.
South Beach.
No, over South.
But it is per capita.
Yeah, I got you.
And
I
they
got
did say that they interviewed, they said the total per capita people that have admitted to using.
using cocaine. I got you. But
Phoenix was like, I want to say like 26 or 27%.
Yeah. Okay. I thought it was 31.
Maybe
31.
31%.
31.
Total population.
but over Miami, over LA, over New York.
Everybody goes to Miami to do it there. They're not from there.
Got you. That shit is wild out. That shit is wild. That shit is wild.
Hey, why do they think they call it Plug City out here?
But all right, man, we're gonna end it on that. But I promise we will have a nice, interesting. We're gonna have our facts ready, getting ready for the next show. So
Without a doubt.
My coincidence, flat Earth theorists up on the panel here. But hey, give me a thought of the day, baby.
Thought of the day, since this will be like a pre-thought into next week's Mandela effect. Is it Tostino's pizza or Totino's?
I thought it was Totino's. Tostino's is like the chip, isn't it?
That's toast.
Was it
Tostitas.
was it push pop
Yeah.
or what's the other one? Push pop or it was push pop when we were young. It's push up. That's what it is.
Push up. I thought it was push up back in the day.
You thought it?
Yeah.
No, it was push pop back in the day. And
I always want to push up.
it's a push pop.
Wow, that's crazy because I always thought it was push up.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. We won't get it. It's little cool things that they've been fucking with our minds, over the years here.
Could just be we're getting old. I'm just putting it out there. Just putting it out there.
I got a big theory on
Pause.
what reason for the Mandela effect. Because you got to sit there, and again, we'll just touch on it for a second. The Joe Rogan interview with Elon Musk, which I guess was proven to be fake AI-wise, part of it.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, said that one, the Fruit of the Loom, the Fruit of the Loom Mandela effect was real, and CIA had documents on it. I don't doubt that, regardless. But we'll talk about it next week.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Hey, give me your thought of the day.
My thought of the day. I think I've been cutting out carbs out of my diet, and that shit works. I'm just putting it out there. You cut out carbs, you cut out sugars, you cut out bread, you cut out pasta. You can shred some weight.
You shred some weight, but you
Bring
your
it back.
brain.
So you're starting again.
But your brain runs off fucking carbohydrates. So
Yeah, that is you need it for the energy.
It's short.
but
Yeah,
you
it's
can
short.
burn a lot of fat, and then
It's short term.
The one thing that I will say that I do personally is I take in a lot of fiber, so I take fiber pills because
You be shitting on
you
your
need
ass
that.
off.
No, I'm telling you because when you
You be
because
cleaning up something.
that's one thing, and we can talk about this on another podcast too. Is
Fiber one.
they've taken the fiber out of our food.
Right.
And I think that's what's leading to obesity and a lot of other health issues, and a lot of the stomach issues people have, Crohn's disease and some of that stuff. Is they've literally taken the fiber out of food.
Of course.
So I take fiber pills every day, but between the fiber and then cutting out the carbs, it's a great way to lose
puts
weight.
weight.
I'm down about 16 pounds in 4 weeks.
Nick putting new meaning into the number 2 on the 2 on the 10.
Number 2 on the 10, baby.
Oh man. All right. Hey, my thought of the day: if you miss next week's show, that's your bad. You're gonna be in for a good one. Hey, that's our time. We out, baby. Mwah. Love you.